name is Harry, and I'm from London.
Meghan Markle here.
Alright, today is September 24, 2025. It is 5:27 a.m. I have about half an hour to record about 9 tweets, which I just put together because I just finished edit whatever I recorded yesterday afternoon. So I finished edited and I put these tweets together. Some of them are old. Someone tagged some of these tweets to me on X, and there are some that are new, so let's go over them really quickly. Let's go on X. First one, I hope I don't spend too much time on it. Okay, let's see here. Oh, let's pause. So that's a video. Get it together, Peggy. All right. What's eating William? A, Jason Kunoff. B, jealousy of Harry's freedom. C, don't want to work. D, he wants to vacation in secret. E, all of the above. I'm telling you, the squad of weekend ridiculously crazy. Is that the music? Let me see.
Savage AF. Savage. Savage AF.
Okay, I cannot play it completely, but the squad has something. I can't believe that. I thought that was something really important. Oh my god, let me just black this one. Alright, there's no more comment. I thought it was a TikTok video. Alright, next one. Oh my god. It's the music they put after it. Next one. Okay, this is from Not My King. Whole lot of shaking going on. Alright, the Fergie Epstein scandal is far from being a personal one for the Yorks. It could shake the very foundation of our royal family, and this is why A.N. Wilson. Alright. My last video that I just finished edit, I spent a long time talking about Fergie, that they're throwing her under the bus. I still don't know what's really going on. All right, so let's see here. Fergie, Duchess. She's still called Duchess of York, right? Of York. Let's see what is going on. Let me pause and see what's going on. All right. There's 2 tweets that I put here. I put this one because it's a video. I don't want to read anything. And I saw this. I don't want to read all of that. Let me bookmark it. Like it and no, not that one. Like it and bookmark it. Maybe at some point I'll come to it. It's a South Ferguson extract from the Lonnie biography entitled Describing the Duchess of York's Grifting, Wastage and Debt. Okay, so I'll come back to that some future date. But I wanna do those videos. I just put Dr. Shola's on the list. I rather listen to the video instead of me reading. Let's see if she could explain what's going on.
Hey y'all.
Okay, it says here, Fergie Epstein scandal is everything Meghan was falsely accused of, but what royal family does. Okay, so let's see here.
Nothing like a good run to clear your mind.
Madison, is that New York City? Okay, let me see if I could see some other background that could probably be familiarized with. It looks like New York City. I see Madison, could be Madison Avenue.
And get your mental health in its right place. Anyway, what is this mess? I'm reading about Fergie, the Duchess of York. Like, oh my goodness. These members of the royal family are so shameless, honestly. They are so shameless. I don't get it. They groveled at the feet, groveling at the feet of a pedophile, a convicted
Yeah, she looks like she's in New York City, on the east side. But let's continue. That's not the focus.
pedophile, keeping him close to her heart, clearly holding him in some high regard, borrowing money from him. So can somebody tell me, what is it with rich people wanting free things and begging other people for money? I don't get it. Like Prince Andrew would come to New York and stay at Epstein's place. Like, can't you afford a place of your own or stay in a hotel? I don't get it. Oh, okay, look. Bottom line is this. I think the royal family is utterly, utterly shameless. Utterly shameless. And the things that we let them get away with is disgraceful. That's what I think. This institution that people keep saying, you know, they're beyond reproach, don't hold them to account. This is the result of it. You have members of the royal family literally partnering, friendshiping with convicted pedophiles. Did you see the emails? She used words like hellaciously, and I humbly apologize because I didn't reply to you. I was trying to save my
It's
book
57.
deals. That was what was important to her, not the fact that he had committed heinous crimes, sex trafficked. He was a pedophile. None of that mattered. No. And
But, okay, first thing is, it seems like there's an email they release and now it's making its round. It could be they probably realize that the US is not buying their nonsense. The people are not buying their nonsense, and they're moving ahead with some of the narrative to see what will stick. All right, the UK is used to some of those BS, but the US is not used to this BS. Okay, looks what happened with the Disney, with ABC, Jimmy Kimmel, and all of that. All right, I told you, the US is on a world stage right now, displaying how the rest of the world could combat fascism. So the royal family, I think, in my humble opinion, running ahead to be throwing people under the bus. Okay? Throwing people under the bus about the Epstein thing. Or it could be that the papers, these people, they know what's going on, because these are a group who's literally blackmailing people to do as they please. Okay? So they're releasing different things here and there. All right, but let's continue.
And have you noticed that everything they accuse Meghan Markle of is what this royal family is actually doing? Everything
That's
they've
true.
accused Meghan Markle of. The Duchess of York, Fergie, and the Duke of York, Prince Andrew, have profited disgustingly from their titles, from their influence, and their position in the royal family. And every member of the royal family does that.
Yeah.
And this is what they were accusing Meghan of. And it's clear that she's making her own money. And she was making her own money before she married Harry. But hey, what do you expect? Anyways, just thought I'll share my quick thoughts, because I'm laughing my head off here. What an absolute disgrace of a British institution. Anyway, I shall carry with my run. Carry with my run.
Yeah, she's in New York. I see the police cars in the back, NYPD. All right, let me see the other one that I saw with LBC. What else are they saying? This one. All right, let's go into it. Pause. They take us all for fools, dislike. I'm amazed that we can still call her the Duchess of York. At Henry Riley believes Sarah Ferguson shouldn't keep her royal title as multiple charities drop her over her email to Jeffrey Epstein. And the other thing is, the royal family, this is what they do. It is normal to them. It is normal to them. This is why they do not want people to talk about this type of things. Okay? And I will not be surprised. Maybe I should bring this up later. Maybe I should answer it after this video. the LBC video. While I was editing my last video, I was inserting a part where Harry was saying something about I was looking for something, but I didn't find it. Where Harry was saying the royal family will spoon-fed the tabloid, and then they will pretty much write whatever the royal family want, and then at the bottom they will say something about correspondence. I can't find that, but I find something else. This is the one that I find.
That she started a campaign in the British press to pave the way for a marriage, and you wrote, I even wanted Camilla to be happy. Maybe she'd be less dangerous if she was happy.
Mm-hmm.
How was she dangerous?
Because of the need for her to rehabilitate her image.
That made her dangerous.
That made her dangerous because of the connections that she was forging within the British press. And there was open willingness on both sides to trade of information. And with a family built on hierarchy, and with her on the way to being Queen Consort, there was going to be people or bodies left in the street because of that.
What I think is happening here, I would not be surprised if what Trump is doing, trying to silence late night, okay, a comedian to not talk, to not make jokes. Okay, this is my humble opinion. Some people might say, oh, you out of your mind, there's no connection in here, there's none of this, da 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 da. But these people are tag teaming. Harry went to late night to promote his book. He said a lot of things on those late night shows. So this could be another reason to silence late night. If there's going to be another book or another promotion that Harry and Meghan are doing, they don't have that platform. Meanwhile, there's different ways they could do it. Meghan has her IG account. She could put her things there. There's different YouTube channels, different podcasts. She could go and do the same thing. But I'll not be surprised if this is some connection with the royal family. But then again, Project 25, majority of it is written by, what's this group again? How do you call it? The Heritage Foundation. And I think there's some people who work for the Heritage Foundation are from the UK. Okay? Let me check that out. Okay, so this is what I wrote here. Which group helped written Project 25? The conservative think tank, the Heritage Foundation, is the primary group that organized and produced Project 25. There's more. You could look into it. Now, my next thing is, let me pause and I'll show you later. Okay, so this is what I wrote on Google. Are some of the people from the Heritage Foundation are from the UK? The answer is yes. Some individuals at the Heritage Foundation are from the United Kingdom, and the organization has several formal and informal ties with British politicians and groups. Okay? While the Heritage Foundation is an American think tank based in Washington, D.C., its international connection include British fellows and collaboration with UK political figures. Okay? Why do you think these people came to the RNC? Look at the screen. Okay? So some of the thing that is being done in the US by Trump, it's the UK. It's the UK that's doing it. Alright, so some of the late night, they're trying to take freedom from people. The same tactic that was being used in the UK to get people out there to protest and do all of this stuff, they're using the same tactic over here. The immigrants, the trying to divide people, the blacks, whatever they use in the UK. From the outside, me in the US, I usually see they using immigrants. I don't know, there probably some other tactic that they use, but they always use the immigrant type of thing to get people upset. The racist to come out. But over here in the US, what they use is the blacks, okay, African American, to get the people get riled up, be upset, and do some damages. There are some YouTube video that I was watching last night that brought in some TikTok videos over the weekend, if I have time, I probably will go over some of these with you because they make so much sense. There's one video that I saw. This guy used some of the Disney movies, children movies, animated movies, to show how some of the things are being played. The same tactic. All right. So what Trump is doing here is the UK who's managing it. Okay. But anyway, my goal here, what I was trying to do, is listen to this. All right. So that was a huge sidetrack. All right. So let's listen to the LBC. I already read the caption. My goal here is to find out what is it, Sarah Ferguson is being accused of. So far, I think it's an email that they released that she some interaction with her and Epstein.
In the email, she appeared to privately apologise for her public rejection of Epstein. She said, and by the way, this is in 2011, right? So he had already been in prison for soliciting a minor. Said, "You've always been a steadfast, generous and supreme friend to me and my family." Following the publication of that email, a spokesperson for Sarah Ferguson said, like many people, she was taken in by his lies. Imagine apologising for criticising Jeffrey Epstein in public. I think they take us all for fools.
You know, okay, there's several things that I see is happening here. Couple weeks ago, there were some suggestion, some allegation. There's a possibility that Andrew and Sarah are somewhat related. They were allegedly offspring, products of infidelity within the marriage of the crown from Philip and the Queen. So because of that, there's a possibility they put them together. So this is probably why she's able to keep her her title. Okay, so that's one thing. The other thing as well, if she is what they allege she is of, there's a possibility, and yeah, she doesn't know how to, even though I think she's trying to earn her own money, and we've seen some shady things that she's done trying to make her own money, but she doesn't know any other way, and she cannot fight the system. Okay, look how much headache they put Harry to.
But the media is a powerful force, and my hope is one day our collective support for each other can be more powerful, because this is so much bigger than just us.
The system, these group of people, they're throwing after her. So as a female, this is not to say I agree with her. I'm not saying that. Okay, it's very unethical, but her upbringing put her in this type of mess and all of this, and she knows the shady side of these people. I think she's playing it safe. Okay? She's playing it safe because she has her public image to, she's trying to put a front to the public, and at the same time the evil within the royal family pulling her back in. The same thing they were trying to do with Harry, which I said in my last recording. But he always, whenever he does his engagement for the royal family, he traveled to Africa to get away from these people. But for Sarah, as a female, she really can't do that. Again, I'm not trying to make excuses for her, but when you grew up in this infested type of behavior environment, it's hard for her, even though she's trying. I could see she's trying. She write her book, she did her little thing here and there. They don't work as well, but the evil is pulling her back in. I hope I make sense. I don't want to put her full blast. I think she was trying to move away, but they pull her back in and said, stay with the script, otherwise something else. I don't know. That royal family is truly infested. And when you look at, for instance, when Harry and Meghan documentary came out, you saw Eugenie, a quick little clip of Eugenie in the video, and they didn't show her face. And also there was some outing when she went, Eugenie, she went, I think she was staying with Harry, and there was was it a baseball, some outing, some sporting event. She was with Harry. And I think the royal family were afraid of that. Not afraid, did not want her to be publicly seen with Harry. So there was some stuff that was happening. They really want these people who's trying to do good, but they're pulling them back in. So I'm going to reserve my full-blown savagery on them because I think the institution want them to be in the savagery mindset, the evil mindset, the barbaric mindset. I don't know. And as female, they probably don't know how to deal with these people, unlike Harry. And we have our prayers. We have to throw our prayers, for Harry and Meghan's sake, and pretty much the whole Sussex family. But let's continue. I'm going to move it back slightly. That was a long pause.
Imagine apologising for criticising Jeffrey Epstein in public. I think they take us all for fools, this lot. So as far as I'm concerned, I know that there are some charities who've sort of taken away her ambassadorship or patronage or whatever you want to call it. I'm amazed that we can still call her the Duchess of York. Is it just me that it irks that she can keep the title of Duchess of York, a royal title? She keeps that, come what may, no matter what. Now, I don't know if I'm going mad here. That irritates me. And if you haven't, not only if you don't deserve it, she doesn't deserve it, but also if these revelations have come out with you sympathising with a convicted paedophile, Jeffrey Epstein, the sex offender, then you simply shouldn't keep that title.
Okay, so now all of a sudden common sense is coming to these people? And they were going after Meghan when Meghan is still married to Harry about the title and all of that, and Harry is a blood prince. Him? Okay, I never follow him. This is the first time I'm seeing this guy. I usually show LBC's O'Brien type of content and some other random other LBC radio presenters. This guy, this is the first time I'm seeing his face. Have he said this prior to that? What did he say when the Rangers were saying that Harry and Meghan should give their title back? When Harry is a blood prince, he is the son of the king, and then Meghan is still married to Harry? So, whatever. Okay, so now I know the situation with Fergie. So an email was released about Fergie apologizing for saying something in public about Epstein back in 2011. Okay, so now I see what's going on here. Now I'm going back to the Fergie thing that I had when I paused this one here from Not My King. Whole lot of shaking going on. The Fergie Epstein scandal is far from being a personal one for the Yorks. It could shake the very foundation of our royal family, and this is why. Alright, so this probably have some connection, which I've said in past video. The way the royal family have welcomed Trump into in the UK. They made him stay at one of the castles and all of that. Alright, these people are just putting a front. Okay? They're putting a front. Now, the way that the public is perceiving how the royal family welcome Trump, okay, he could still do the state visit because I think this is something they do every year. Okay? He could still do that, but the fact that they let him stay at one of those castles. So I think some people are upset about that. Because of that, they're throwing Fergie under the bus. Okay? Meanwhile, I really feel something for Fergie here. Okay? With some of the points that I just made a few minutes ago. I think she's trying to do right, but they keep on pulling her back in. And some of the things that were coming out, there's a possibility, allegedly, they somewhat related. They were born outside of the crown's, how do you call this? Marriage. That's what I'm looking for. Marriage. All right, let me read some of the comments here. Oh yes, the Yorks. Bet your sweet life they'll be finding a way to shift this to Harry and Meghan. Let's keep Harry and Meghan out of this. I have this somewhere in my file. All right, this is when Harry and Meghan were in the UK. All right, they blaming Harry for every little thing. Meanwhile, there's they caught him with his underwear and everything like that. The pizza situation. Okay, they didn't say a damn thing to him about him. You have all the derangers, the royal rats going after Meghan. Okay, there's Andrew back there just chilling. This guy, there was something he wrote to Charles. He was in some big trouble, and he put a public letter for Charles. I think they share either birthdays or something like that, as if they were brothers. It was a public open letter. So this is the first time I'm seeing the avocado. I didn't see it before, blaming her about the avocado. But yeah, I have the thumbnails of the public letter he put for Charles. All of these people, God, do your thing. It could also mean whatever tactic. Remember, I just looked into the Heritage Foundation. Some of the people in the UK are the one who created it. They're influencing our government system in the US. All right, they're probably seeing what's happening in the US. It's not working. Okay, their tactic in the UK have worked perfectly for them, and they're bringing it in the US. It's not going accordingly. There is a pause to their plan. Okay, they're not getting African American on the street to create a division. So now they want a different distraction. All right, let me read what's there. The association is certainly problematic, but why isn't the lack of engagement and work by the next generation of this family more of a problem by taxpayers? There's that. And you didn't do anything those other royal men hadn't. The only thing different is he got caught. Well, true, but it is what it is. Let's pause that. Uncle Louis Mountbatten, Lauren Vanderpost, Jimmy Savile, Jeffrey Epstein, and Andrew. The pattern here is clear. Bit of a coincidence. It's a Jerry Lee Lewis hit, and he married his cousin when she was 13. Well, they all seem to be mate with pedophile. We can only hope. All right, so that's that. Let's go to the next tweet. All right, I'm about to pause for a few and wake up my son. Next tweet. Alright, so this is the son here. 3 minutes. Oh my god. Just to remind Rhoda Watts that half in and half out offer was to help Queen Elizabeth II. It didn't concern anyone else. Prince Harry is not returning to UK as a working royal. Prince Harry. Very interesting. That's true. At that time, the Queen was alive, yes. But why did I think, okay, I didn't really process it that way, to tell you the truth. All right, about the half in and half out. And they rejected it. And if they had accepted it, okay, where Harry and Meghan were helping the Queen, and how will they get out from it once the Queen die? But let's just say it's a blessing in disguise, no matter which way you look at it. All right, so 3 minutes and 5 seconds. Screenshot.
And the Sun's royal editor, and welcome to Royal Exclusive. With me in the studio today is legendary royal photographer Arthur Edwards and Sky's royal correspondent Rhiannon Mills. Welcome both.
Hello.
Thank you. Lovely to be here.
Really nice to be here.
Rhiannon, am I right? You did have a conversation with Prince Harry about his hopes becoming his parental hopes at one stage a few years ago, didn't you?
Yeah. Do you know what? It was amazing. It was that trip that we did to New Zealand. I'd only been doing the royal job for about 3 months, and at the time there was still so much interest in William and Kate, and Princess Charlotte had just been born. There was a general election, and I was like, do you know what? Let's go to New Zealand and I'll see if I can get a chat with him. And they said yes. They were like, yeah, it's fine. And it was a real turning point for him because he was about to leave the army. So I was like, this is a great time to have a chat with him. And a bit of a backstory to it. Literally the day before, I was made to go up to the bungalow where he was staying on Stewart Island, this really remote island.
God damn. Can you... The lack of privacy, this is the thing they wanted to do with Harry and Meghan, to be able to go to his house freely like that. Oh my God. Meanwhile, Harry is saying he wants that separation between private and public. He make it seem like this, I'm gonna talk to a friend, as if Harry is her friend. Oh Lord. Let's continue. Phew, my God.
I had to get a lift with a rat catcher. Who moved all of her rubbish into the back of the car, got me in the car, drove me up to this bungalow, and I'd never met him before, and so we had a little chat about the kind of things we talk about, and he was like, you can ask me whatever you want, but I might not answer it. And the other thing that he said to me at the time, because I was asking him about William and Kate moving out to Norfolk, and I said to him, have you ever thought about moving away? And he was like, yeah, I'd love to move away, but I can't because of what I need to do to support the Queen. And that has just stuck with me forever in terms of, he didn't say it on camera, he just said it in a really candid chat with me. And so whenever anyone says to me, it was Meghan's fault that they left, that conversation always springs to mind because he always had it in him, this potential to jump. And I think Meghan came along and said, hold my hand and we'll jump together.
But it was a sense of duty that kept him there.
The hold my hand, we'll jump together, no. That's William who said, get out. Okay? Get out. Because Harry and Meghan were willing to stay.
So in conclusion, if you'd had the support, you'd still be there?
Without question.
Yeah.
I'm sad that what's happened has happened. But I know, and I'm comfortable knowing that we did everything that we could to make it work. And we did everything on the exit process the way that it should have been
with
done.
With as much respect.
Respect.
Oh my God, we just did everything we could to protect them.
Okay? She started good, and then all of a sudden, she forgot about William hiring Simon Case. People must remember that. William hired Simon Case to put it in writing to get Harry and Meghan out of there. And Meghan and Harry have said they were willing to stay in the Oprah interview.
So in conclusion, if you'd had the support, you'd still be there?
Without question.
Yeah.
Then there was a sense of duty to the Queen that meant that he didn't want to jump.
Yeah, and then how things changed. But then within the interview, I did sort of ask him whatever I wanted to ask him, and I said, Princess Charlotte's just been born, would you like to have kids? And he came out with this brilliant line, I'd love to have kids right now, but there's a process that you have to go through, to which his communications team kind of took a bit of an intake of breath, like, oh my goodness, why did he say that?
No, I think the process of that is to make sure the woman that he's gonna have kids with is ready to handle the situation. Look, he's been dating other women. There's that other one, I don't want to mention her name. He's been with her for a very long time, but never went to the next step. Because I think he saw she wasn't ready for the role. This is the thing here. And Meghan, who have been in the public, has been a public figure, been dealing with, not tabloid, but doing interviews, doing charitable work and all of that. I don't know what his ex have been doing, but the fact that they were not ready for the role. Let me pause. I need to... Oh, you know what? Let me finish, because once I come back, I may not remember the thought, what I'm thinking.
I know the fact that she'll be really unbelievably good at the job part of it as well is obviously a huge relief to me, because she'll be able to deal with everything else that comes with it. But no, you know, we're a fantastic team. We know we are, and we hope to, you know, over time, try and have as much impact for all the things that we care about as much as possible.
I am very excited about that, yeah.
And Meghan, given your acting and the profile you had, you'd already been involved in various causes, you've been an ambassador for UN Women. What about this new role? I mean, you're going to have a bigger platform, a bigger voice. What do you want to do with it?
I mean, how...
Sing.
Can you imagine? No, I'm not a singer. I think what's been really exciting as we talk about the transition of this out of my career but into the role is that, as you said, the causes that have been very important to me I can focus even more energy on, because very early out of the gate I think you realize once you have access or a voice that people are willing to listen to, with that comes a lot of responsibility, which I take seriously. And at the same time, I think in these beginning few months and now being boots on the ground in the UK, I'm excited to just really get to know more about the different communities here, smaller organizations who are working on the same causes that I've always been passionate about under this umbrella. And also being able to go around to the Commonwealth. I think it's just the beginning of a...
There's a lot to do.
Really?
There's a lot to do.
And it's an immense change. You're getting a new country out of it, a husband obviously, but also giving up your
nice,
career.
This is nice.
All right, let's finish the video. Maybe I'll read some of the comments.
But then he also went on to say about how he just wanted to have someone alongside him to support him. And then what was it? A couple of years later, he met Meghan. But yeah, that line, it went global. It just went mad. But that was a great trip. That was Harry
I
of
remember
old.
that Stuart Island trip because we remember the quiz night.
Yes.
It was the press at their own table and Harry had his table.
Yeah, like how different is this? That we were all in this same
all in
little
this
pub
room
on a
and,
remote island. It's mad.
And I know the press won.
What is their goal here? Now all of a sudden they're talking positively about Harry. Something is sneaking up. All right, let me read what's there and then I have to wake up my son. Memories is all they have now. Does that action have consequences? The F1 find out. Exactly. Harry always acknowledged serving only Queen Elizabeth II, never anyone else or the firm. And let's not forget, Charles used to say he wants to slam down the monarchy. All right? So Harry understood that he wasn't going to be part of it. He has said countless times that he didn't want that life for his children and he'll never return as a working royal. Royal rats and monarchists ignoring Harry's word is on them. Prince Harry, exactly. Harry and Meghan offer was to do half in, half out, but was told no, so the royal family got exactly what they deserve. Two lazy people like William and Kate to move into the future if there will be one. Royal Rota reminiscing about the past tells you need to. They currently have no access to the Sussexes. They keep forgetting that Prince Harry offered out of respect for Queen Elizabeth II. Exactly. Even their statement, they express the desire to continue honoring their duty to the Queen. The 50-50 was meant for the Queen, and now that she is gone, it's off the table. Okay, I'll put this, pause. I'm gonna pause and go wake up my kids. Alright, so my son wants 5 more minutes. I know few I have to pause if he doesn't get up by himself. Alright, let's go to the next tweet. Alright, so I don't want to come back and then forget my chain of thought. Next tweet. Alright, so there's this here. The sheep will spend its entire life fearing the wolf only to be eaten by the shepherd. Let's look at this image here. There's Harry. There was some issue with this guy a couple of years ago where they were saying something he's gonna take over. Well, it was rumors anyway. Oh my god, every time I see Charles I think of one of those characters. Yeah. Oh, I guess at that time she wasn't married. What's her name? Princess Anne's daughter. She wasn't married at that time. I don't know who the rest are. Him, this guy, he's in the Epstein thing too. I have one video that I spoke about him. And this guy, he has some issues with the Russian. Okay, Byline Time said something about him. Okay, is that the lady that just passed? His wife? I don't know who's this. Is this what? Okay, I don't know who she is. Is she that? Sometimes she's like a reporter type of thing. I don't know who these three are, and I know this is Princess Anne's son, Philip. But what else do we have here? There's that, not my king. Harry is the hottest in that pic. Prince Harry is looking more handsome, and his body is well aligned. What is it? Alright, let's go to the next tweet. Funeral. Okay, Prince Harry may have missed the funeral of the Duchess of Kent, but he traveled to Kensington Palace and personally paid his respect and offered condolences to the Duke of Kent, good King Harry, his mother's son. Alright, so this is how do you call this? An article from Hello Magazine. I'm not gonna read it. Prince Harry is a class act. He gets it right. I am sure his cousin twice removed, the Duke of Kent is his late grandma's cousin, appreciated the personal visit much more than Harry attending a funeral under toxic circumstances. That makes sense. Prince Harry is so thoughtful. He came, did his duties to his charities and family, then went home to celebrate his birthday with his family and mind his own business. He owes no one else anything. Yeah, good King Harry. If the leaker found out before he went, he would have found cameras waiting for him. Good King Harry. All right, he is a good man, better. He'll never be king. Well, he knows that. Well, not that I want anything to happen to anyone, but things happen. Next tweet. From this point on, it's gonna be on PYTE, okay?
It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
You know, we ask for forgiveness and please come back.
As you saw me find the love and happiness that I'd hoped for all my life. You are all in this together, and if I may speak personally, we are all in this together, because asking for help was one of the best decisions that I ever made. You will be continually amazed how life changes for the better.